Hello, and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2023-24 season. My name is Dan, and we're back. We're back. FPL is finally back. Oh my word. It has been so long since the last deadline. 2.5 weeks, in fact. This is like the longest time we've had between two FPL deadlines since I can remember. I think the last time we had a break between two deadlines within an FPL season that was this long was probably the COVID season. You guys remember the COVID season when there was that massive break between, I think it was like game week 20 and 21, maybe something like that, when there was like the whole Premier League was suspended for a few months. That is what this break has felt like. It really has been so long. But we are back today, which is very good. It is also the 4-year anniversary of the FPL Mate YouTube channel. Yes, 4 years today since we uploaded our first video, which is absolutely crazy that we're still going, really. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting me and supporting the channel for these 4 years. It's been a journey. Really appreciate that. So we've got an hour and a half till deadline, which is good. We're going a little bit earlier than we usually do. We usually do an hour before deadline. We thought start half an hour early today because there is some key decisions to be made, and I want to get your opinions on some things as well. So we're going to run some polls. We're gonna obviously have a look at my team. I have not made my transfers yet either. And what else are we got to do? We're going to do some kind of bench list, maybe. You guys fancy a bench list? We will do that. But yeah, I think the big thing we all want to talk about today is Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. That's the big, those are the big topics of the day, aren't they? The real big topics of today. So yeah, maybe we might get some team news later on in the stream. I'm not really feeling too hopeful because the Man City game is tomorrow. I think it's going to be kind of difficult to get the team news, but still, maybe we get something. And we've certainly got some things to work off right now. We've got some quotes and stuff that we're going to be sharing with you guys today. Thank you everyone in the chat saying happy anniversary of the channel, I guess. Some people are saying happy birthday as well, by the way. It's not my birthday, it's the channel's birthday. It's not my birthday. I was born on the 28th of December. This channel was born on the 30th of January, which is today. 4 years old today. Growing up before my very eyes. Guys, let's get cracking. I'm sure you guys are very keen to get stuck in, so that's exactly what we're going to do. This is my team at this moment. I need to resolve my midfield situation because I'm still not convinced that Brennan Johnson is going to start. So I do think I need to sort of find a new midfielder. Salah's going to be the player who makes way. So we may as well swap Salah in now because Salah's going to be sold by the end of this stream. I think it's going to be for KDB. I am going to hold out just in case we get any team news. And then, of course, in fact, let's just move you to here and we'll swap you two around as well. Save it like that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, Salah to KDB looks pretty likely for me. I think after that, it's just a case of whether I do a defender transfer, because I'm still not totally happy about Gabriel. I'm not 100% sure if Gabriel is going to start or not. I mean, can we get some early team news tonight? I think there's a chance, isn't there? There's a chance we get some Arsenal team news, but again, do we hold our breath on that one? I'm not sure because obviously we might not get anything. It's the first kickoff though, to be fair, Arsenal, so I mean that maybe benefits us a little bit. So maybe we get Gabriel news. I think if we find out Gabriel's not starting, I'm going to have to sell Gusto. I'm going to have to sell Malo Gusto. I want to start getting rid of some Chelsea players anyway because of that blank game week coming up. So, yeah, that's definitely a concern. So, yeah, Gusto out. Estupinian, probably the player I would bring in. And that still leaves me enough money to do Alvarez to Haaland. I think we should start off today with a poll. That's kind of what I want to do right now. So, I want to get your guys' opinion on this one, and we'll put some quotes on screen whilst we do this. So, what's going on with Erling Haaland? This is what we need to know. So, can we find the exact quote about Haaland? That was kind of this morning, wasn't it? So. We can maybe find it. What's the exact quote? Different people have different opinions on the quote. I don't want to show the video because I don't know if I'll get copyright stricken for it. Oh, I can't find that. I can't find the Haaland quote. Let's just do a search here. Haaland Guardiola. So, if we just put subtitles on, is that even an option? No, it's not. Do you want to find the exact quote? Yeah, well, I mean, this was definitely part of the quote. Apparently, he will be selected. Yeah, he's first time. He's back. It's a tricky one. Like he doesn't. He says that Haaland is going to be selected here. Sam Lee here says apparently he will be selected. Yeah, the first time he's back. So he's going to be back in the squad. I think it looks like Haaland is going to be back in the squad. So what we're going to do for a poll is we're going to ask you guys a question, and that is how many minutes will Haaland play in game week 22? The first option is going to be 0. The second one is going to be, I don't know, like 1 to 30. Or yeah, let's say just do 1 to 30. Then we'll do 35 to 60, so like a 1-pointer. And then 60 plus. I mean, I don't think too many people think he plays 90, right? But if we do something like that. So, the poll is in, guys. Make sure you are voting on that one. I want to see what your opinion is. For me personally, I would probably be voting 1 to 30. I cannot see him start in this game, even though he is going to be back in the squad. I don't know if that means he's going to be starting, to be honest. I'm still like, even with the quote, I'm not feeling confident at all. Which does suggest that he's maybe, I don't know, he's maybe not quite ready to buy yet. Looking at your votes so far, we've got 200 votes in already. Keep those votes coming in, guys, because you know, often by sheer numbers, we can often get to a pretty accurate result. If we all place our best guesses, we might get to the answer. But yes, it looks like the majority of you guys are saying 1 to 30 minutes. So we're talking about end of game substitute appearance. That's what we're looking at right now. A few of you guys also do think he is going to play 35 to 60, so maybe getting a half of football. But we have got 11% of you saying 60 plus. 12% now on 60 plus. Interesting. I think the next question is, if you think he's going to play 60 plus minutes, are you buying him? Have you already bought him? I mean, looking at the numbers, we've got over 300,000 people have already transferred in Haaland this week. So people are already, you know, going crazy. How many? Like, absolutely crazy. Anyone asking me how many minutes I think KDB will play? I think it's more like 60 plus. I think KDB is like, I don't know, at least 45, like 45 minimum for KDB, I would say. Absolute minimum. Sam says Gusto back. He's no longer flagged. Apparently he's going to be in the squad, but I don't know if he's going to be starting or not. Duncan says, how we doing, Dan? Yeah, pretty good, my friend. Yeah, sweating on these Man City decisions, but like this is just like back to, this is like FPL is truly back when you're sweating on what Pep Guardiola is gonna do. Like that's when you know FPL is back. Like this feels like real genuine classic FPL when we're sitting here contemplating, what's Pep going to do? Is he going to play Haaland? Is he going to play KDB? Are these players going to be on the bench? Are they going to get minutes off the bench? It's pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. A few people are saying, to be fair, that if Haaland, even if he does play like only a small part of the game, that he is going to be, he's still going to be dangerous in that time. I kind of get what you're saying there. He could be dangerous in 30 minutes, you know, even 20 minutes, even 10 minutes. Hey, it's Erling Haaland. But the question is he going to do better than what you've already got? You know, if you've already got a Watkins or a Darwin or an Alvarez, who are more than likely going to start their games, you know, Haaland, a bench appearance and 1 goal is what, 5 points? 1 point for playing a few minutes at the end. 4 points for scoring a goal. It'll be 5 points for Haaland if he gets a bench goal. Would you expect if he is on the bench, do you think he's going to score a brace? Really? First game back? I don't know. So I think, you know, even though I can definitely see Haaland scoring a 5-pointer this week, I don't know if it's worth sacrificing the likes of, you know, Darwin, Watkins, João Pedro, Solanke, whoever else you guys have got up front right now, unless you've got a real stinker up front who you just really desperately need to get rid of, in which case, fair enough. But, yeah, like, even Alvarez, and if Alvarez plays 60 minutes and Haaland plays 30 minutes, I still think I do back Alvarez in that period of time. More chance to accumulate bonus points in that time, extra point for playing. You know, if Man City get out of the blocks early against Burnley, get an early goal, you know, even in the first 20 minutes, it could be there could be some very high scorers, you know, some players on good bonus points and stuff like that before Haaland even enters the pitch. So I don't know. I am pretty convinced, unless we get anything between now and deadline, I don't think personally I will be looking to buy Haaland. But if I had him already, I'd be very tempted to play him, depending on who else you've got. I think we'll put Haaland on the bench list today. I think he deserves a place back on the bench list. Michael in the chat says bench list will be massive today. Maybe. It does seem like a lot of people have strong squads these days. I'm going to be in a similar situation by deadline as well. People asking for Gabriel news. We've got nothing as of yet, but we do still have, how long until Arsenal kick off? Almost 2 hours until Arsenal kick off. So, wait, is it 2 hours? No, it's even more than that. Almost 3 hours. When do they kick off? 7:30, isn't it? At UK time. So, yeah, that is 2 hours and 45 minutes. Quite a long time before Arsenal kick off. So, yeah, it's a little bit early for Arsenal team news. But, hey, within the next hour, we might get something. And if we do, we'll be sure to share that with you guys. A few people, by the way, in the chat, I'm noticing, are talking about captaining a defender. I'm not really massively keen on this one. You know, someone says Walker captaincy. No, I would not be doing that personally. You know, you're looking at 6 points max for Kyle Walker, really. He won't get bonus points. Well, probably won't get bonus points because Man City will score too many goals. And, you know, he doesn't really get attacking contributions. Very rare Kyle Walker gets an attacking contribution. So, yeah, I would not be holding my breath on a Kyle Walker captaincy. In terms of a Stupinian captaincy, I don't know. I still think I prefer to chase the upside of a Man City attacker. You know, it's a pretty safe bet, really. And I wouldn't completely rule out Luton scoring against Brighton. I wouldn't completely rule it out. You'd say that City have a better chance of a clean sheet, for example, wouldn't you? Stupinian is definitely a good pick. I think there's an outside shout for captaincy, but I think there's better opportunities within Manchester City, in the attackers particularly. You know, we're looking at Foden, KDB, Alvarez. I have cooled on Alvarez a little bit, to be fair. In fact, I'm going to change my captaincy now. For this exact moment, I probably am more keen to captain Foden than Alvarez, just because of the Haaland. Just in case Haaland does start and Alvarez is benched, obviously that's going to that could be problematic. So yeah, I think I'm edging towards Foden over Alvarez at the moment for captaincy. But you know, when I bring KDB in, you know, there's definitely a chance there. So maybe I captain KDB. That would be really, really exciting, but could go terribly, terribly wrong at the same time. Lucas in the super chat says, "Hi Dan, I have only Haaland from City and 0 Liverpool. Holy macaroni! Should I A, Porro to Walker? No." Definitely not. B, Bruno to Foden and captain. Like this one a little bit more. Or C, Saka to KDB. Or D, Gabriel to Walker. I think I'd go Bruno to Foden. I think I'd go Bruno to Foden, to be fair. Unless you have Salah. Like, Salah is just a sell. Cyclopath says Saka Hall would be so FPL. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. You know, we're talking about a player who is on penalties, got an easy fixture against Nottingham Forest, and actually his underlying numbers aren't that bad. He had an assist wrongly ruled out in game week 21. If Saka got his assist last game week, we would all be having a very different discussion about him. A very different. No one would be selling Saka if the assist that he did get was counted in FPL. No one would be talking about selling him because he'd suddenly be on, he'd be on 6 points minimum. maybe even more after bonus. You know, there was a chance towards the end of the game as well where Martinelli could have squared it to Saka, but didn't. That would have been a Saka goal, like a Saka tap in as well. So, you know, people are going to be down on Saka because they look at the points and they don't watch the games. If Saka got a haul against Nottingham Forest, I would not be surprised at all. A problem is with Arsenal is you never know where the goals are going to come from. Arsenal are just a team where the goals come from so many different places. There's not one focal point, I guess, for Arsenal. The underlying numbers, like the last couple of games, have still suggested that Saka is very, very good. I mean, what's that? 0.51 XGI against Palace. That's excluding the disallowed assist. We've got 1.09 XGI against Fulham, 1.15 XGI against West Ham. So he's pretty much, over the last few game weeks, generating, you know, the chances to provide one attacking return per game. And that's good. That's decent. There's another question to be said. If Saka is worth 9.1 million, the answer is probably no. But is Saka really like a must sell? I know people are going to sell him like crazy this week. I mean, let's have a look at the numbers. I bet loads of people are selling Saka. 240,000. Okay, maybe not an insane amount. But honestly, I don't think Saka is that bad. Really don't think he's that bad as a pick. Surely you've got bigger priority transfers in your team this week than Saka. And we've got KDB, potentially you want to get him. All of the defensive issues going around at the moment. No, people trying to bring in Man City players. I mean, maybe that's it. Saka's just like the sacrifice for Man City players. Although still, I mean, look at this, man. 300,000 transfers out for Foden. Transfers out, guys. Not in, out. That is ludicrous. And I know why. People are selling Foden for KDB. It's okay to have more than one Man City attacker, by the way, guys, just so you know. I'm going to have 3 by deadline, more than likely. So, so it's absolutely fine. But yeah, Salah and Son, most sold players, completely understand why. These are the players to sell, really. People selling Bowen as well. Yeah, that's another strange one. Because I genuinely do think Bowen is a potential captain option. Like an outside captain option against Bournemouth at home. Like, it's not the worst captain shout in the world. I hate it. Lewis Assel says, what do you think about Solanke captain? I'm not massively keen, but you could do a lot worse, you know. Main goal threat at Bournemouth, on penalties. There's some reasons to like Solanke. Of course there is. He's another player being sold, by the way, guys. I can't believe it. Like, yeah. It seems like a lot of the players being sold this week are real luxury sales. I mean, look at these players that have been sold. Foden, Bowen, Alvarez, Watkins, Haaland, Saka, Trent. All of those players I just mentioned, there's no way I'd be selling any of those players. None of them. I like all of those players for this game week. After that, fair enough. Trippier, He-Chan, I can't understand it. But then Solanke, Kudus, I would definitely keep those. Edison, definitely would keep him. Think he'll get a clean sheet against Burnley and a double game week coming up as well. After that, you know, Douglas Luiz, Odegaard, Nkunku, Cash, Powell, so far. I can't understand these. But a lot of these players that are being sold, I think people are going to have some huge regrets this week. There's going to be a lot of transfer regret. A whole lot of transfer regret this week. Bournemouth at home is tough. Is it? Is it really? Bournemouth are, like, not exactly keeping a tight ship recently. I mean, can we find... Let's just find Neto. And you can look at... goals conceded or expected goals conceded. So against Liverpool 1.61, against Spurs 2.33. Maybe you can say that West Ham aren't as good as Liverpool and Spurs, which is fair enough. But yeah, they did okay against Fulham and Forest, like in terms of defensive numbers, but still conceded 2 to Forest. Like in the last 4 game weeks, they've conceded how many goals is that? 7, 10. 10, they've 9. 9 goals in 4. I think in the cup, didn't they concede goals in the cup as well? I just don't think they're okay. Like they're not one. Like don't get me wrong, Bournemouth are not like one of the worst defenses, but you know a Kudus or a Bowen, I think they could do the business against Bournemouth. If you get goal contributions between them. Jim Kehoe with the super chat says Richarlison or De Bruyne for captaincy. I think Richarlison is your safer pick of the two, and De Bruyne is like your big risk, your big play. So it really is up to you, Jim, Are you feeling bold? Are you feeling risky? Or do you just want to kind of play it cool, play it safe, just try and take things a little bit slower and see what happens? Richarlison, I don't think will get a huge score this week. He never really does. He's only had one double-digit return this season, and that's kind of typical. So you can see, like, Richarlison, incredibly consistent, more than likely will get you one attacking return. But you can see kind of his recent games, 8, 8, 1, 8, 9. Very, very consistent, other than that one. But Gameweek 16 against Newcastle was his only double-digit return. Like, he's got goals and stuff and assists prior to that as well, earlier on in the season. But just quite rare that you get the double-digit return. And I think he does struggle with bonus points a little bit. You can see a lot of these games where he does get an attacking return. He doesn't get bonus points. Like, how many bonus points has he got all season? 4 bonus points all season. That's not great for a player who is returning this often. He doesn't do very well for bonus points because he does the good things, as in he'll score a goal or he'll get an assist in a game. More than likely get a goal in a game. The problem is he does a lot of bad things as well. Whether that's missing chances, not completing his passes, failing in his dribbles, losing the ball. He does a lot of that stuff, which damages him in the bonus point system. So even though he is getting attacking returns, he is still struggling a little bit for bonus points. I also do think that Richarlison is not necessarily a 90-minute man. I know I'm sounding really, really down on Richarlison at the moment, but yes, he completed 90 minutes against Man United. But prior to that, 64, 62, 71, 72. When we've got Maddison back, which we do, you expect Brennan Johnson goes to the bench. Johnson probably comes on for someone. Is it Maddison? Don't know. Maybe Kulusevski moves back to the middle and Maddison comes off. Or who else have they got who kind of plays? Is Lo Celso's still injured, isn't he? Sar's on international duty as well. So, you know what, man? I don't know. Actually, to be fair, maybe Richarlison gets some minutes. Who else is going to come in there? Don't know. Got like Højbjerg, Bentancur. They're probably already starting by that point, aren't they? It's an interesting one. Well, just to be fair, maybe Richarlison does. I can't decide. Depends how many minutes Maddison plays, right? It really does. Anyway, back to some super chats. Avnoba says, I got Haaland on my team. Is it fine, Dan? I think it's fine. If you've already got Haaland, it's fine. If I didn't have him already, I probably wouldn't be buying him at this exact moment. But if you have him, it's it's a good problem to have. Like, Haaland's going to be back at some point in the near future. He might get something from the bench, but just don't assume that he's going to start this week because it's not super likely. Lars says bench Palmer or Watkins. That's a tough one, a really tough one. I would be tempted. I feel like I'd be tempted to bench Palmer, but it's so difficult. Watkins has the easier fixtures. Palmer is probably the better pick, right? Has a higher points potential maybe. So that's super, super hard. It's a really, really difficult question. Bench Palmer. I tell you what. When I don't like to make a decision, sometimes I just use the Fantasy Football Hub points predictor tool as a tiebreaker. So what you got for me, tiebreaker, today? Of course, Fantasy Football Hub, if you want to check out all these tools from Fantasy Football Hub, link in the description. Doing so supports the channel, which is nice. But yes, let's have a look. Who is going to have higher predicted points? Something tells me it might be close. So let's find Ollie Watkins first of all. 4.8 predicted points for Ollie Watkins. And Palmer, I'm guessing, is a little lower. Cole Palmer, 4.6. So, according to the points prediction models, Palmer goes just behind Watkins. Daniel, let's start that sentence again. Watkins has higher predicted points than Palmer. So does that mean we sneak in Watkins ahead of Palmer this week? Maybe. There you go, Lars. That's the best I can do for you, my friend. I know it's a tough decision. Maybe a coin toss situation for you there. Maybe a coin toss situation. Here for FPLs, it's happy anniversary. Thank you very much. Son to Foden, Gordon on the bench. Only one free transfer. I would be tempted by that. Yeah, I would be tempted by that. It's a free transfer. Foden is going to get more points than Son. We know that. And Foden probably gets more points than Gordon as well. So therefore, I like it. Foden with a double game week coming up as well. It's going to be pretty nice. Yeah, let's say go for it. Let's say go for it. Nicole says, hi, Dan. It's been a while. It certainly has, man. Good to see you again. 66 points in game week 21. Now got a big dilemma. Want to make only one transfer. Archer to Haaland or Bowen to KDB. I don't think I'd sell Bowen to KDB. I know a few of you guys are toying with that idea. I'm not massively keen. I'm not hugely keen on Bowen to KDB, to be honest. So I'm going to advise against that one. And Bowen is a decent pick. He is still a decent pick. So would not be looking to sell him, particularly for a player who is rotation risk, let's be honest. Even if we think De Bruyne is more than likely to start, there is still a risk involved there. With Bowen, there's no risk. So, no, I would not do that one. Would I do Archer to Haaland? If you desperately needed another player to play, then yes, I'd be more tempted to do that one. So Archer to Haaland, I would potentially do. Though, to be honest, if it means you're benching another player who is actually a good player, then I don't think I would do it. I think I'd wait one more game week for more information. Francisco says, Saka out for KDB or Alvarez out for Haaland? Neither. I don't think I'd do either of those. I've got Alvarez. I've got the money in the bank for Haaland. I could do it straight away. I will not be doing that unless we get some crucial, strange, and wonderful information in the next hour, which I don't think we will. So I can't really recommend Alvarez for Haaland, unfortunately. In terms of Saka for KDB, again, Saka's got, similar potential to KDB this week. I bet if we look at the points predictions, yeah, looking at the points predictions, Saka's predicted 5.7, KDB's predicted 5.2. So that's a downgrade. That's a downgrade. I know people have been frustrated with Saka recently, but I see no real reason to give up on him unless you desperately need to free up some money, which most of us don't really need to do at the moment. So, Francisco, if I'm totally honest, I don't think I'd make either of those moves. I'd rather do like another move for maybe Foden or something like that. Sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but yeah, I don't really like either of those moves, to be fair. So there we go. Anna Rude says Foden / Jota, who's likely to start and higher predicted points. In terms of predicted points, this week it's Foden higher than Jota. Jota actually has pretty low predicted points because he's seen a slight minutes risk. So 4.7 predicted points for Jota, and Foden's way up the top at 5.6. So third highest predicted points of the game week, only behind Bowen and Saka. So you can kind of understand why I'm saying don't sell Bowen, don't sell Saka. So that's interesting. I think if you go to the 2 game weeks, it's going to be even more so because Foden plays Burnley and then Brentford. And unfortunately for Jota, he plays Chelsea and Arsenal. So over the next 2, I think Foden is the better pick out of Foden and Jota. I would be going straight there. Both of these players have double game weeks. I think Foden is probably they're both probably going to play most minutes, to be fair. So, I don't think either Foden or Jota are massive rotation risk at this exact moment. But, both players are going to have some degree of rotation. Some degree. Whether that's early substitutions, missing the odd game here and there. Yeah, I think if you look at the 6 game week period, then it's Foden all over because obviously Jota blanks in 26. So for me, it's Foden. Out of Foden and Jota. But Jota's still a good pick. If you've already got Foden, don't discount Jota. Still a good pick. But if I had to choose between those 2 players, I'd go for Foden right now. And I think that's just a lot to do with the next 2 fixtures, which aren't great for Liverpool. I don't think there's any massive rush to get Liverpool players in this week. The priority this week is probably Man City. So your Fodens, your De Bruynes, potentially Haaland. Those are your priorities, I think. Outside of that, maybe Kyle Walker as well, if you fancy him. Kyle Walker. Potentially. Sean says, is Maddison likely to start? I think there's a very good chance, yeah. I think there's a very good chance. Sam Smith says, the best defender transfer for Gameweek 22 is Stupinian or Walker. Those are my 2 favourites right now. Purvis is Stupinian and Kyle Walker. Lewis says, Dan, would you do Gross to KDB and then captain him as I have no City players, or would you roll? No, I'd do Gross to Foden. I'd do Gross to Foden and then captain him. I prefer... we did do a... We uploaded a video this morning where I basically put my favourite midfielders. Can I just find the video? Let's find the video. Here we are. 9 hours ago. And I put a list of my favourite midfielders. So hopefully you guys can see that. And, yeah. Foden number 1. Followed by De Bruyne, Jota, Kudus, Richarlison and Maddison. So those would be my 6 favourite midfielders to bring in this game week in order. So, yeah, Foden I think is the priority. I think he's the best one. Which I know people are going to want to go for De Bruyne. I get it. De Bruyne is far more exciting. But I think Foden is, right this second, the safer pick. And he looks good at the moment. Looks very good at the moment. So Foden is probably your guy, to be fair. So we go. Carter says, Dan, you said an hour and a half before deadline. Deadline's at 6. Yeah. Did I say an hour and a half? Did I say that when the stream started at 4:30 though? I thought I said that earlier. Yeah, deadline is at 6. There we go. Sam, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate the kind words. Stathis, says, is João Pedro starting? I don't see why not. De Zerbi, very high praise for João Pedro this game week. Very high praise indeed. So I think, I don't see why he wouldn't. Like, there's still no Caldery Mitoma, there's still no Adingra. Yeah, I don't see a world in which João Pedro does not play against Luton. And he'll be on those penalties, he'll be on that in that good form. You know, hat-trick in the FA Cup for João Pedro last round. And 2 goals in the round before that as well. Did you get 2 goals and an assist in the round before that? Something like that? Crazy. They got nothing in the Premier League against Wolves when I bought him. Typical. But he is in good form. And Luton is up next. And Luton can concede goals and concede chances. And João Pedro is a really exciting pick this week. I'm not going to lie. João Pedro is a very exciting pick this week. You know when you have those players that you're just excited to own? That is it. That is it. Right. I'm going to do a captain poll next. We've got a super chat here. Madman at Work says, Jesus, João, Watkins, who to play? I would play João Pedro for sure. And if I had to pick another one, I guess maybe... maybe, I don't know, maybe Watkins? So João Pedro and Watkins, maybe bench Jesus. Not a huge fan of Jesus in FPL terms. Foden or Saka for captain? I'll go for Foden. Seashan says, Dan has gone soft, not taking any risk. Are you kidding me, man? I've got João Pedro on my team. And I might still captain KDB. So, honestly, forget that, guys. Forget that. We still be taking risks. I think the problem is that my risky player was Brennan Johnson, wasn't it? But now he's kind of a washed asset. So he kind of has to go to the bench. I think KDB is a risky pick, by the way. I know people probably don't realise how much of a risk KDB is. Francisco says, skip my last super chat. I'm so sorry, Francisco. Let me try and find it, my friend. Oh, here it is. Yeah, sorry. Foden, tick. Maybe Gordon to KDB and bench Solanke. I don't know. I don't think I bench Solanke. Gordon to KDB. I'm not... Oh, my contact lens has just fallen out. That's pretty crazy. Let's get it back in. Whilst I'm trying to get my contact lens back in, this is quite painful. Let me talk about... Ow. Gordon. No, I would not be looking to sell Gordon. After the Aston Villa game, Gordon's got really nice fixtures. I think he could do really well. Ow, this hurts so bad. It's like stuck under my eyelid. Is it fixed? I think so. I think like a corner is maybe folded over or something. If I keep blinking, maybe it'll fix. Guys, I'm in so much pain. The risks of wearing contact lenses. It's worth it. Worth it. Beauty is pain. Pain is beauty. Christ alive. Okay. Oh my word. Do I need to swap it out? What is happening right now? We're going to be talking about FPL. I can't concentrate on a thing. Or maybe I've got like some like an eyelash stuck in there or something. Something's happening in my eye. But no, I wouldn't be looking to sell Gordon even for KDB. Like, I think it seems like right now people are just so KDB happy. Like, don't get me wrong, KDB is a good like a good, fun, interesting, risky pick, but with very high upside. But I would not be moving the earth to get him in. Like, for me personally, I think it's pretty simple to get him in because I need a new midfielder. Because of the Brennan Johnson situation. But for most of you guys, you don't have a Brennan Johnson situation and you're looking at selling like genuinely good FPL assets to bring KDB in. Like selling likes of Saka or Bowen or Gordon or whoever. And I don't think that's actually worth it. Man, this is something else. Clean your hands and contacts. Yeah, I need to maybe do that. Oh my word. Tears in my eyes. Do I need to go and... I might need to go wash my hands and sort this situation out. This is pretty nuts. Okay, guys, give me like 1 second. I'll be back. Don't leave. Please don't leave me. Oh, you're going to leave, aren't you? Oh, for God's sake. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Did you go anywhere? Hopefully nobody left. But if you did, I understand. Right. I fixed it. It was folded over. Man, contact lenses. That's the first time that's ever happened in a stream. A first time ever. Dan, knock. 50% chance of streaming. No, we will be there no matter what. I'll put my glasses on if I have to. Mohammed says 150 left. Wow. Wow, here I am. Streaming. Through the pain. You guys are leaving me. I mean, look at this eye, man. Can you... Does it look red? Oh, it does look a little red. That's a little bit of bloodshot there. There you go. New fear unlocked for you. Full contact stream today. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, baby. Fear Reality says, same thing happened to my mum today. Fear Reality, maybe I am your mum. Right, but we're sorted now. We're sorted now. I'm still in a little bit of pain, but we can go for it. I'll be fine in 5 minutes. Sam says, you lost 0.1k viewers. I'm still here. Thank you. Thank you. Nice pink eye. Yeah, that's what I'm just using an excuse. It's actually just pink eye. Don't leave the stream. Leave a like. Hey. Thank you, Jeremy. Right. Back on business. Back to business. My nose is also streaming right now. I'm streaming. My nose is streaming. My eye is streaming. We're all streaming. Right. Did I miss any super chats? I hope not. Oh, I did. I did. In my defense, I couldn't see. Okay, sure. Right, let's talk here. So, Devashish with a super chat says, "Hi Dan, I've got a transfer dilemma. Should I do KDB for Bruno or Trent for cash?" I think KDB in for Bruno looks pretty good. I think. I think, yeah. If you're in a situation where you've got a midfielder in your team that maybe you're not massively keen on, and Bruno Fernandes probably fits that criteria, then yeah, moving into KDB seems pretty nice. So I think I prefer that one. Trent is a very good pick, but against Chelsea and Arsenal in the next two. Not really expecting clean sheets, so you would be relying on Trent's attacking output, which definitely is reliable. But where's the upside? Is it with KDB or is it with Trent? I guess I'd do Trent if I desperately needed a third defender. I didn't have enough defenders this week. I'd maybe do the cash for Trent move. You say I have Bowen, Saka, Foden, and Palmer in midfield. Estupinian and Saliba in defence. Well, if you don't have anyone else other than Estupinian and Saliba, and you don't really have any other defenders, maybe you have a Taylor who you don't really want to play, then maybe cash to Trent is the move for you. But Bruno to KDB is also nice. Lycanthrope says, do laser surgery to fix your eyesight. Best decision of your life. Do you think I'm made of money? We run an FPL YouTube channel. If you want to pay, I'll tell you what, get those super chats in, pay for my laser eye surgery. Be my guest. Is it expensive? I actually don't know. I just always assumed it's like thousands of pounds. I don't know. Anyone in the chat had laser eye surgery? And tell me how much it costs. If you're happy to say how much it costs, of course. Overtino's in the chat. Hi Dan, just joined. Foden captain for me. Trent in for Trippier. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I do want to do a captaincy poll. I did say I was going to do that. We've got one more super chat to read, I think. Oh no, we've got two. Madman at Works has given me his full team by the looks of things. Senesi, Mikalenko, Estupinian, Cash, Trippier, Palmer, Gordon, Saka, Foden, Charleston, Jesus, João Pedro, Watkins. Who to play and who to bench, and should I roll a transfer? You are probably in need of another defender. Could you get Kyle Walker in? Maybe Senesi or Mikalenko out for Kyle Walker could work. And I would probably bench Jesus. Probably. Or Gordon. Maybe. Tough one. Tough one. We'll do a bench list in a moment. We'll do that bench list. Alex Warren says transferred Haaland, KDB in for Salah and Solanke. That is crazy. Haaland in for Solanke. Solanke's going to outscore Haaland this week. Maybe not 100%, but I think it could happen. I think it could happen. Aaron says his laser eye surgery was $3,000. Mohammed says $3,500. Jeez. Now, I'd rather wear contact lenses, I think, than pay that. Crazy, crazy. £4,000 or more. Wow. Paid £800 in Korea. I guess it depends where you are then. Dominique says between 3 and 7k. Laser eye surgery is so expensive, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. James Parfit with a £5 super chat says, just wanted to say I love your YouTube channel. Oh, thank you so much, James. Appreciate that, man. I'm a producer in TV and work for presenters a lot. And you're blooming great. #1 FPL creator. James, thank you very much. If you've ever got any job opportunities for your boy, hey, I'm sure this FPL YouTube channel will die out eventually. I'm gonna be down the job centre. So yeah. If you need a presenter for a new FPL TV show or something else, then yeah, maybe I can help you out. But no, I really appreciate the kind words. Very, very, very kind of you. Right. Let's I want to do two things. I want to do a captaincy poll and I want to do bench lists. I think these are the big things to do right now. How much I end up paying in contact lenses? It's like, I don't know, like £20 per month. I guess that probably adds up. Well, hey. Right. Going to end this for the first poll, which is the Haaland poll. How many minutes will Haaland play in Gameweek 22? The majority of people think 1 to 30 minutes. So a cameo appearance is expected. Not too many people confident. In fact, most people, 69% think 30 minutes or less. And only 29 think 35 or more, which is crazy. Only 13% think he's going to start pretty much. Which is pretty nuts, man. Pretty nuts indeed. Dylan, thank you very much for the kind words. Let's move on. Let's move on. So we do captaincy poll first or bench list? I want to do bench list first. Okay, guys. Guys. I want you to throw some names in the chat of players you are considering benching this week. So, I don't want to hear like players who you are definitely starting. Like, we're not going to put, to be fair, people are so doubtful of so many players at the moment. Maybe pretty much everyone needs to go on here. But, like, honestly, like, you're not going to bench Foden. You're not going to bench João Pedro. So we don't need those. We need, like, Palmer against Liverpool. I understand the benching decision there. Players like that. People asking about Gabriel, like, straight up. Out of all of your defenders, you play Gabriel. Whether he actually ends up starting or not is a different question. But you, as an FPL manager, start Gabriel. I am going to put him in yellow so people don't ask me if he's actually playing or not because we don't know. Apparently I've missed a super chat, which is just... of course, I always do this. I do apologise. Matt says, is Colwill or Gusto out? I think Colwill's out. I think Gusto should make the squad. Jota or KDB, want Trent. If going for KDB stops you from getting Trent, then obviously you're going to go for Jota. I think I prefer KDB to Jota for this game week. To bring in this game week. So I'm going to say KDB out of KDB and Jota. Foden I prefer to both of them. I think Colwill is going to be out. I think Gusto, I'm not 100% sure if he's going to start or not. But I guess there's a chance. Let's get... we've got another super chat. 2 super chats. We will get some players on this bench list, I promise you. Victor says, Walker, Trent, Porro. He's giving me the whole team. Basically, the question is, thoughts on benching Haaland instead of Estupiñán? Yeah, you don't really have a... You can't bench Estupiñán, can you? Really? I think I'd... Man, that's really tough. Victor, your squad is too strong, man. It's too strong. Who do you bench? Like, Palmer, maybe? Do you bench Palmer for Estupiñán? Let's throw some of these players on the bench list, Victor, and we can maybe figure this out. So, Palmer, I think you start ahead of Gabriel. But Estupiñán. Would I start Estupiñán over Palmer? In all honesty, no, I probably wouldn't. I guess Estupiñán goes on the bench. Let's put Erling Haaland on. I would probably just take that risk and start him ahead of these guys. So that does answer that question, to be fair, Victor. We can move on to Veer's super chat, who says, hi, Dan. Again, giving me the whole team. Want to do Salah to KDB. Any other suggestions? You've only got 1 free transfer, so I would not be taking -4s to do anything else. But yeah, Salah to KDB works pretty well, I think. So yeah, go for it. Salah to KDB. Sorted, Veer. Sorted. Easy peasy. Wesley says, wanted to keep Son on the bench and have 2 fresh transfers next game week, but now thinking of trading for KDB this game week. What you saying, boss? I'm saying that South Korea are currently losing, aren't they? Are they currently losing to Saudi Arabia? So Son could actually be back reasonably soon. Let's have a look. Yeah, 1-0. Saudi Arabia 1, South Korea 0. So we could see Son back soon. I would, we got... give it another 30 minutes to see what the score is before making that decision. That's all I'd say. But Son to KDB in general, I think it's a decent transfer. Son is not going to play in game week 22. Probably doesn't play 23. Probably comes in for 24, 25. And then is blanking in 26 anyway. So either way, there's still a decision to be made whether to trade Son for KDB. But I think the decision could be made easier if South Korea get back into this game that is currently being played in the Asian Cup. Lifestyle Tube says start Gabriel or Saliba. I guess. Well, I mean, I think ideally both. I do prefer Gabriel. If Gabriel's injured, he's injured. I don't think he gets bench appearance points. So I'm going to put Gabriel ahead of Saliba. And I think Gabriel's a better pick than Saliba as well. So let's go with that. Jack says, Richarlison captain, your thoughts? Yeah, if you're just looking for a nice 7 or 8 pointer, I think he does the job. If you're looking for something a bit more, then go for a Man City player instead. But yeah, Richarlison, pretty safe, solid captain, I think. But no more than that. Action says, Foden, Bowen, or Saka captain. I like Foden the most out of those 3 players. Freddie says, Gabriel, Trent Porro, or transfer Walker in for who? I think you're looking good defensively. I would try and find a backup for Gabriel, though. If you don't have a backup already, then maybe consider that. I don't think I would transfer out Gabriel, guys, though, by the way. Do make sure if you do have him, you are keeping him on your bench. Anurag says, great to have FPL streams back. Yes, it is. Thoughts on Salah to KDB? Yep, like it. Or Colwill to Walker / Saliba. Yeah, don't mind Colwill to Walker, to be fair. Or both for a -4. Currently, my bench is Archer, Salah, Colwill with Trippier starting. Would I do Colwill to Walker for a -4 and then bench Trippier? Don't think I would. No, I don't think I'd take the -4. Paul says, Saliba or Stupinian to start. I've got a Stupinian higher on the bench list. So let's say a Stupinian. Right, we do need to keep putting on players. I keep getting distracted by all these super chats. Guys, stop giving me money. I don't want your money anymore. We want to do a bench list. Oh, Matt. Thank you for the super chat. Gusto, only player not flagged in defence. Trent for a -4. You might need to, my friend. You might need to. Dan Cross is here. Haaland starts, right? Does he indeed? Does he indeed? I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one, Chief. According to our polls, Dan, I think it was, what was it, like 70-something% of stream viewers thought that Haaland was going to play less than 30 minutes, or 30 minutes or less. So, there you go. Right, let's continue on. Trippier. Trippier would be right at the bottom here. Watkins. I think I would play Watkins over... Would I play Watkins over Haaland? I think I would. Let's put Watkins there. Gusto would be even lower than Trippier. Taylor, by the way, I know you guys have Taylor. Let's put him at the even further to the bottom. Pedro Porro. You guys want Pedro Porro in here? I would look to start him. Maybe ahead of Gordon? Ahead of Gordon or not? I'm going to say yeah. I'll put Pedro Porro here. Walker. Pretty boring. Something like that. In the middle. Like, he's fine, but, you know, you're not going to play him ahead of your attacking defenders and your attackers, realistically, Walker. But he's better than a lot of the other defenders on this list. Solanke, yeah, would look to play Solanke this week. I'm going to put him at the top for now. There's a lot of people asking about him. Darwin, I'm actually going to put Darwin ahead of Solanke. Darwin up there. Billy B says Haaland starts 100%. All right, Billy, we know who to blame when you're wrong then. Anyone asking if Haaland's going to start or be benched? We don't have that information right now, but I would predict bench. I would predict bench. Right, Bowen. A few asks questions about Bowen. Let's throw him in. I'm going to put Bowen right at the tippy top. I'm going to put Kudus up here as well. Although, you know what, I'm actually going to throw Kudus in here because I do have minor concerns about Kudus coming back from AFCON. Will he be thrown straight back in? Probably. But, you know, he's a cheaper player. You know, good value for money, but if you have him and, you know, a Bowen, you're probably going to play Bowen. A lot of you guys are asking for very, very obscure players. Matty Cash can go all the way down the bottom with the likes of Malo Gusto. Crazy that people have him. João Pedro. Oh, you play João Pedro. I'm actually going to put João Pedro right at the top. I think. Am I overrating João Pedro here potentially? Eze I like as well. Gonna put as a... let's say here. What else have we got? Trent. Trent seems to be the popular one in the chat at the moment. You play Trent. You do play Trent. Probably... maybe around Watkins and Kudus. Maybe here. Tony. Tony goes high. Tony goes high. Tony goes here. Very high. KDB. I mean, if you have KDB, you 100% start him. 100%. If you have him. But that doesn't mean you should buy him. It just means if you have him, you should 100% start him. Like, if you bought De Bruyne, you seriously thinking about benching him? No way. No way, Jose Mourinho. Right. Jota, again. You bought Jota, you're thinking about benching him. You guys have lost your minds. Let's put Jota next to Darwin. Alvarez. Alvarez is another player you just play. We'll put him up there next to De Bruyne. Right, who else is popular? Douglas Luiz. A few shouts with Douglas Luiz. I mean, like, Douglas Luiz is such a meh player. I would not be that enthusiastic about playing him. I genuinely could go down here, realistically. Maybe I'm being a little harsh. Let's put him above some of these defenders, I guess. Let's put him here. Maybe something like that. Really, really low. Really low. Pascal Gross. I know a lot of you guys like Pascal Gross. Don't think I'd put him super high, but it's maybe middle of the park for Pascal Gross. Around the middle. Not putting Foden on the bench list. If you are thinking about benching Foden, you do not deserve Foden. Trippier's already on there. Richarlison, you're not benching Richarlison. Come on. Come on. Be serious. Be serious with me. You're winding me up. There's no time for funny business. We're only half an hour away from deadline and you want to come at me with some funny business. Come on. Come on now. Right. Nadim says Dan hates Douglas Luiz. I don't hate Douglas Luiz. He's actually a fantastic football player and I wish he played for Arsenal. But he's a defensive midfielder. What do you want from me? He occasionally scores a penalty and everyone goes mental saying it's the greatest gift to FPL. He's not. He's a defensive midfielder who sometimes scores a penalty. That's it. That's it. Right. Any other big players that a lot of people own? I know a lot of you guys are going to have some crazy differentials. If you've got a crazy differential, they're probably going to be pretty low. Like so many people ask me about Van Hecke. All right, maybe Van Hecke is not as crazy differential as I thought. Van Hecke would go like here, like not that high really. I mean, what do you expect? He's a 4 million defender. A few people have asked about Konsa, to be fair. I don't think I'd be that keen to play Konsa. Konsa can go down here. Garnacho, okay. Lots of people have Garnacho. Garnacho. Manchester United, are they away against Wolves? I think they're away. I mean, I wouldn't be that confident. Could he maybe go in Douglas Luiz territory? Probably. So harsh. But look, he's a 5 million defender. What do you expect? Midfielder. He's super, super cheap. The cheap guys are often going to be lower on the list. That's just how it works. Garnacho is down there. I do prefer the Arsenal defenders to him. Right. A surprising amount of people are asking about Isak. I would play Isak. I think he wouldn't be super hard in this list. I guess we put him around Watkins, right? He's on penalties, though, which does help him. Let's put Isak here. T says start Solanke or Douglas Luiz. I think both of those players are on the bench list, and Solanke is significantly higher. So let's say start Solanke. And your second question is Captain KDB. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Right, any other players that desperately need to go on the bench list? All right, a few people are saying Saka. And whilst I do think it is ridiculous to bench Saka, it does seem that there is just this, which I think he's going to prove to be ridiculous this evening. But we'll put him on the bench list regardless. The short answer is you play Saka. Probably up here. You know, he's very, very high on this list. Jakob says voting captain over Saka. See, Jakob is even considering captaining Saka, and you guys are talking about benching him. Nuts. Foden captain over Saka. Yeah, I would say Foden. I would captain Foden over Saka, yeah. Razby says, you love risk, so why no Haaland? If yes, for who? I love calculated risks. I don't just I don't just do things at random. I take risks. The risks I take are really based on my own predictions. They're not random. Like, I predict Haaland is going to be benched. So, I'm not going to, you know, back something I don't believe in, if that makes sense. So, but on the other hand, I do believe De Bruyne will start. So, I will take that risk. I won't take a risk in something I don't believe in. So, yeah, that's why no Haaland for me. I don't think he's going to start. I think it's as simple as that. And, yeah, I'm not going to bet against my own intuition on that one. Of course, there's a chance he starts, but I think it's pretty low chance. A pretty low chance. People saying, why are Arsenal defenders low? They're not. Then they're only low in comparison to forwards and midfielders. If you actually look, the only defenders that are above Arsenal defenders are Trent, Estupinian and Porro, so 3 crazy good attacking defenders, and Kyle Walker, who is like pretty much nailed on for a clean sheet against Burnley. So there's only a couple of defenders above the Arsenal defenders. All of the other defenders, Van Heck, Trippier, Conso, Gusto, Cash, Taylor, all right at the bottom. All at the bottom. You guys asking about Zinchenko? I mean, he can go down here. Next to the other Arsenal defenders. We are filling up this list, though. Brennan Johnson, Dan, forget about Brennan Johnson. Forget about him. It's done. It's over. The experiment is over. The Brennan Johnson experiment is done. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Ty Long says, Dan the man, love the work you do on mental health. On a side note, oh, thank you very, very much. Yeah, we do try and do a little bit for mental health. It's an important issue for me and for many of you guys as well, I'm sure. And we've raised a lot of money for mental health charities, actually, recently, which is good. I'll have to share with you the final figure, actually. We'll do that soon. Right. Anything else? Anyone else? Any other, like, super popular players? I don't think there's too many others. A couple of goalkeepers, Raya and Areola. Sure, let's go for it. Who would I play out of Areola and Dubravka? It's really, really close. I can't decide which way. Lucas with the squash emojis. Better drink, better drink. 410 Film says you wouldn't trade Haaland, right? Been holding. Yeah, if you have Haaland, you keep him at this point. For sure. Right. Let's maybe... Let's maybe do a poll. I want to do a captain poll. All right, guys. Park the bench list chat for just 1 second. And I want you guys to put in the chat who you are going to be captaining this week. And then if you can just spam the player that you are going to be captaining in this week. And from that list of players that I see on screen, I'm going to try and figure out who are the most popular ones, and we'll put them all in a poll to find out who is the ultimate captain for Gameweek 22. Whilst you're doing that, I'll read out the super chat from Phil with an F. who says, with a backline of Trent, Porro, Gabriel, Gusto, Richards from Crystal Palace, and one free transfer, is it worth going for Walker now? No, I don't think it is. Or roll. I think you're good to roll. I would put Richards ahead of Gusto on your bench because he plays against Sheffield United, which is pretty nice. So yeah, you'd have Trent, Porro, and Gabriel. If Gabriel is unavailable this game week, then Richards can come on as your auto sub and hopefully get a clean sheet against Sheffield United, which might be pretty nice. So Foden and KDB seem to be the main two captains alongside Jota and Bowen. Is it Bowen? Interesting. So it's Foden and De Bruyne. Those seem to be the big ones. Huh. I don't really know who our third option is. We'll do Foden and KDB, one other player, and then we'll do an other option. How about that? I really can't tell who the third most popular option is. Is it Jota or Bowen? It's not Alvarez. I thought Alvarez would be in for a shout, but like apparently Alvarez is just not the one, according to you guys. Okay, I think it's Jota. I think Jota is actually going to... Which sounds crazy. I don't know. It's okay. Jota's an okay captain, but if I had Jota, I just couldn't see myself captaining him. But hey, that's just me. So let's do the Poly Pocket. Who is your Gameweek 22 captain? All right, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. Who is the best Gameweek 22 captain? Because it might be that you don't actually have who you believe is the best Gameweek 22 captain. So we're going to put Foden, De Bruyne. I think maybe our third option is Bowen, Richarlison, or Jota, and honestly, I don't know which one. Which is just crazy to me. I think it's... To be fair, like, it's probably Richarlison. Because didn't Let's Talk FPL say he was going to captain Richarlison? And that usually sets the trends, right? So, okay, let's do Foden, De Bruyne, Richarlison, or other. Although, is he actually still captaining Richarlison? I'd be kind of surprised by that. I think he probably transfers him Foden and captains him, if I'm totally honest. Okay, it's... I really can't decide who to put the third option in the poll between Richarlison or Jota. I'm going to put Richarlison in. I think there should be more talk about Richarlison. Okay. The poll is in, guys. The poll is in. Right. Let's continue on. Have we got any team news, by the way, during this time that we've been chatting away? Let's check out my team leaks thing. See if we've got anything. Okay. So Lazy FPL says we believe Haaland does not start tomorrow. Is that a leak? Don't know if it's because it says it's very, very careful wording. I'll put it that way. Very, very careful wording. Mr. Mathenbree says first bench, have to bench one. Odegaard, Watkins, Solanke, Alvarez, or Palmer. Probably bench Odegaard, to be honest. Probably bench that guy. Any team news, anything in the world? Come on. That's all I've got. All I've got is Lazy FPL saying that they believe the Haaland does not start tomorrow. I think it is almost time to make my transfers. We're 18 minutes to a deadline. How's the poll going, by the way, guys? How's the poll? All right, 43% on Foden, 27% on De Bruyne, 12% on Richarlison, 17% on other. Okay, maybe we were right to put Richarlison in the poll then. Yeah, so okay, Foden first, De Bruyne second. Interesting. Not totally surprised. I think, yeah, it's going to be all about Foden and De Bruyne this week, I think, for captaincy. Hang on. Shall I message Lazy FPL and ask him where this information has come from? Right, let's message them, see if we can get a reply before deadline. I'll WhatsApp them. WhatsApp James from Lazy FPL. I mean, he'll appreciate it. He's getting a shout out, so Alright, there we go. I sent him a WhatsApp. See if we get a reply. Because I'm very curious about that one. Levi asking about Nkunku. There's a good chance Nkunku's back this game week. I think more than likely on the bench, if I'm totally honest. I would not be looking to start him. It's a game against Liverpool, so you can't be expecting too much from him. So yeah, would not be looking to start Nkunku this week, to be perfectly honest. Lauren Owl says, I've got Haaland in and Palmer on the bench. Should I switch? I don't think so. I think I'd... Unless... We'll see if I get a reply to this message. But... yeah, I think at this exact moment, I'd probably just take the risk on Haaland. If he comes off the bench and scores, you know, there's definitely something that could happen there. Something like, you know, it's not so bad. But it's a risk. Palmer is the safer player to play, but Haaland is more exciting. Or is it? I mean, Palmer's a pretty exciting player. Would I play Palmer? You know what? After what I've seen, my doubts in Haaland have increased, and I'm going to put Haaland below Palmer. Let's Talk FPL says that as far as he knows, Gabriel starts. Okay, so that's good news on Gabriel. Can we take the question mark away from him, perhaps? So that's good. Maybe I don't need to take the -4 then. Francisco says Gabriel news. Yeah, well, the latest is that apparently he, as far as we're aware, that he is going to start. Do I get a Stupinian in anyway? For a bit -4, that's the problem. Would sort me out for next game week as well, so I don't have to play Gusto. Or do I want to play Gusto? Decisions to be made. How desperate am I to get a Stupinian in for this run of fixtures? Maybe I could wait till 25. Is it worth a -4? I don't know. Maybe if Gabriel's starting, then I don't really need to make that transfer. Thinking aloud here, guys. Thinking aloud. Right. Any other super chats I've missed? So, Faisal says, no City players, 1 free transfer, no bench playing. Ake, KDB or Foden? Captain? Oh, this is so many questions. This is so confusing. What does this mean? KDB or Foden? I would buy Foden, if that's what you're asking. Buy Foden and captain him. There we go. I hope that answers that question. Yeah. Sell Gross, buy Foden. and captain Foden. There we go. I think we've got it. Matthew says, Haaland in for Archer. No hit to play over Palmer. No, don't think so. Play Palmer. Play Palmer. I think we're caught up with super chats now. I think. Any more Arsenal news? Let's see. City Extra have also posted that Haaland will not start, but that is off Lazy FPL's message there. Interesting. Not looking good for Haaland. Not looking too good for Haaland right now. But looking good for Gabriel. Palmer to KDB? I don't think so. I like KDB, but would I be taking hits for him? Would I be removing good players to bring in KDB? I don't think so. Palace defense to bench list? Yeah, Palace defense would be around Arsenal. Similar situation to Arsenal. Isak starts apparently. Not surprised by that one bit. Hang on, I'll keep looking through the team leaks here and see if we can find anything else. Because I think we're like Team Leak Central right now, aren't we? Trying to find all that final information. Give me the team leaks. Can't find anything. Anup says Martinelli can be picked. Will he start? If you have him already, sure. I don't think I'd buy Martinelli necessarily, though. It seems like there's other areas to focus on at the moment in FPL. But if you have him, you probably play him. No Liverpool blank game week. Yeah, Liverpool will have a blank game week in 26. There's still not been an announcement for Liverpool's game week 25 double game week, by the way. Don't know what's going on there. Linus says, I still own Haaland plus Foden, and now I own KDB. What to do? Nothing, man. Like, you're sorted. You're sorted for the next few weeks. You got those Man City players. Everyone wants the Man City players. You do nothing, Linus. You're in a good situation, my friend. Noel says, roll or Salah to De Bruyne. I have Gordon, Palmer, Saka, Garnacho, Darwin, Watkins, Solanke, also the captain. Salah to... I'd probably do Salah to De Bruyne and captain him, or Salah to Foden and captain him. Yeah, I think you probably, you could bench Garnacho by doing this. So I think that's going to be beneficial. You get to bring in like a De Bruyne or a Foden and replace them in your starting 11 with, replace Garnacho with one of them. I think that improves your team, Noel. And you probably captain one of them as well. Like, who else are you going to captain realistically? It's a tough one. By the way, guys, we've got 2,000 people in the stream right now. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. We drop videos pretty much daily, sometimes twice a day. All FPL information, and considering we've got double game weeks and blank game weeks and chip strategies all coming up very, very soon, you're not going to want to miss these videos. So do make sure you are subscribed if you haven't done it already. I know most of you probably have done already. Linus says, so who do I captain and vice captain? Well, according to the chat, Foden is the best captain this game week, and De Bruyne is the second best captain this game week. So maybe that answers that question. Maybe. Then again, maybe not. Right, we are getting tight to deadline now, so I think I might have to lock in at least my Haaland. No, not my Haaland, my KDB transfer. Unless we get anything else. Which I don't think we will. Okay, a few people saying... it really does not look like Haaland starting this week, by the way, guys. Really does not look like that. Okay, Let's lock her in. Let's lock her in. Salah out, De Bruyne in, and screw it. Should we captain De Bruyne? Or do I captain Alvarez? If I know Haaland's not starting, I really kind of want to captain Alvarez. I really, really, really want to do it. I really want to captain Alvarez. Should I? Could I? Alvarez is just so interesting. 10 minutes of stoppage time in the Asia Cup. That's typical, isn't it? That's so typical. Mustaf Badel, good to see a member of the show team gang in the chat. Always good to see a few of you towards the end of the streams. I just cannot decide who to captain. I'm between KDB and Alvarez right now. I know you can't see my team. That's absolutely fine by me. KDB Alvarez. KDB Alvarez. Which one is it? I mean, KDB is going to be fun, man. That's such a fun captain. All right. I think we're captaining KDB, guys. I think we're going to captain KDB. I don't fancy... I'm not fully convinced by Foden. It's not that I don't fancy... I think Foden's a very good captain. I'm just... Doesn't give me that wow factor. So I think we're going to go differential. Slightly differential, at least. And go for De Bruyne. I think Alvarez may be a bridge too far. Show team gang leaving it late this week. They certainly are. Well, final 5 minutes. That's when they peak. Right, who else is joining me on KDB Captain Gang? Make the fun call, Dan, says Riley. What is the fun call? Out of De Bruyne and Foden, De Bruyne is the fun call. Out of De Bruyne and Alvarez, I still think De Bruyne is the fun call. Like, De Bruyne is a fun player to own. So... I think we're going to go there. I think we're going to go there. A few of you guys joining me on the KDB captaincy gang. Excellent stuff, guys. Excellent stuff. we ride or die together. Let's see what happens. What we need, if we're captaining De Bruyne, we need first half 3-0 to Manchester City in the first half of the game. Because KDB is not playing 90 minutes. He's not. I would not be surprised to see him play 45 minutes. I'm hoping he's going to play 60 minutes. Anyone asking if KDB is such a big priority, or, you know, if you should just move the earth to get him into your team? I think the answer is no. Right. So, back on the leaks, FPL Tony, who is a well-known Man City leaker, has written this. Make of this what you will. Maybe we should just go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter. We're done with the bench list now, guys. We're too close to the old deadline. So, FPL Tony says, and this is a well-known City leaker, think KDB could be a better pick than Haaland this week. What does that mean? What does it mean? It means KDB starting, Haaland benched. Maybe I'm reading into that too much, but alas. Okay, this is good stuff. Right, I've got 4 minutes. Do I take the -4? I don't think I do. I don't think I take the -4. Because Gabriel is apparently going to be starting. So I just play Trippier against Aston Villa, which I think is fine. It gives me a couple more game weeks to gather information and might help me a little bit. Okay. Jamie said we already thought that. We did, but it's helping. You know, we're trying to lock in these and try and confirm these things. as close as we can. Well, before the deadline. As early as we can before the deadline, really. If you had Jota, would you consider captaining him? I would consider it, but I would prefer to go for a Man City player. It looks like Son is coming home, by the way, guys. But I don't think he'll be back before Gameweek 24, really. Yeah, it looks like that. Is that game over yet? Not quite. It's close. Captain De Bruyne. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Mukhtar says, sorry, just joined. Who's bench? Palmer, Solanke or Haaland? I would bench Haaland at this point. Also, who to bench? Trent, Gabriel or Porro? I would bench... I guess Gabriel. There we go, Mukhtar. Hopefully we've helped you out a little bit there. Wait, South Korea scored? Oh my word. What, like the last second of the game? That's nuts. That's actually crazy. Wow. 10 minutes into additional time. It's game on, guys. We're not going to get this information pre-deadline anymore. Are you guys watching this game? I might watch it, actually, when the deadline's pass. I might throw it on screen. Crazy, crazy, crazy. 1-1 in 90 plus 9 minutes. Nuts. All right, guys. We've got 2 minutes till deadline. Leonardo says Akanji starts. No, I don't think Akanji is going to start. I don't think Akanji is going to start, personally. Let's... I'm going to take a quick... Oh, you know what? Oh, do I do the Estupiñán transfer just in case? Oh, I got 1 minute to make this decision. Do I just do it? Oh, sometimes I think, just screw it. Just do these things, Daniel. I'm going to do it. Best 6 to 7 million mid to replace Bailey. Oh, that is tough. I don't really know if there is one right now. Pascal Gross, maybe? He's okay. Kudus, if you can afford him. Kudus, yeah, let's go Kudus. Right. Am I going to make this -4 Gusto transfer move? Have I got time? No, I haven't really got time. Have I? All right, screw it. Let's do it. Save team. I can't believe I just YOLO'd that transfer out of nowhere. Absolute YOLO. All right, we're done. We're done. Confirmed. We're locked in. We're locked in. All right, guys. There you go. Confirmed. Team's done. I've taken a -4. He did it already? I did not do it already. I just YOLO'd that at the last second. Honestly, I must have made that transfer and switched him back into my starting 11 with what, like 10 seconds before deadline? In fact, for you guys, it might have even like looked like I did it after deadline. So it's now 2-1. Can't believe how late you left that. That was close, right? But hey. I think I'm just still slightly worried about Gabriel and I'm slightly worried about Trippier. There we go. There we go. Right, so that's quite crazy. So yeah, forget about Son coming home. That has absolutely flipped on its head in the last just like 30 seconds. Although it's not coming up on my live score that Korea have scored. Is there a check on it? Is there a check on the goal? It says 1-1 full time for me. Is that wrong? Oh no, it's not saying full time anymore. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see if it updates. Daniel says not heard someone say YOLO for years. I know, it's a bit of a throwback. Showed my age a little bit there, to be fair. Sometimes you just got to YOLO it. Just YOLO it. Right. Guys, we're locked in. Oh, it's 1-1. All right, so the 2-1 was just a troll. Okay, thanks, guys. Right. Laser Sharp says De Bruyne captain done. Very, very nice. Yeah, I'm locked in, guys. Thankfully, I don't have to do double Newcastle defence anymore. Will I live to regret this? Who knows? But at least I do have a Stupinian to cover Gabriel next week against Liverpool as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, guys, we got Dubravka in goal, Pedro Porro, Gabriel and Stupinian in defence, De Bruyne captain with Foden, Sakavice and Palmer in midfield. And up front, João Pedro, Watkins and Julian Alvarez. This is going to be fun. All right, I actually look at my team now and I think, yeah, this is a good team. The team is fully sorted out. I am missing Liverpool players, in fairness. But outside of that, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Rev says, man fully said YOLO, no further comment. Like, do people not say YOLO anymore? Are we not saying YOLO anymore? Well, obviously you don't say like it, like in a you know. I feel in certain contexts you can still say YOLO. Like you can YOLO something, but anyone who like still says, "Oh, I might treat myself to a glass of wine tonight," YOLO. Obviously, don't do that ever. In fact, I'm cringing at the fact I just did that. Do not do that. But to YOLO. I don't mind. I don't mind. Maybe I just don't say YOLO anymore. Got YOLO a transfer. Anyway, I've said YOLO so many times, it doesn't even sound like a real word anymore. Some people still dab. No, they do not. People do not dab. When was the last time someone dabbed? Like, name a time and a place you've seen someone dab within the last year. They don't. Daniel says you'll say Rufflecopter next. I will not. I will not. Will says, do you not like Liverpool? It's not that I don't like Liverpool. I just don't have any Liverpool players in my FPL team. I had Salah up till about 5 minutes ago. Mark says, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? A lady never reveals her age. I'm 31. Which, again, maybe it's been demonstrated by the fact that I said YOLO. Let's end the poll. Foden, smashing it. Smashing it out. So Foden, the most popular captain, followed by KDB. There we go. Playboy Carty dabbed last week. I don't know who Playboy Carty is, but I am 31. And it sounds like a rapper's name. I don't really like rap music. Sorry, not sorry. Dan Cross says, me and irony at 3 a.m. on a Sunday. I mean, look, an ironic dab, I appreciate. A little, throw out an ironic one. But, like a serious dab. Like a straight face, genuine, legitimate dab. Do not. Do not. People still plank. No, they do not. Akin just dab now. Dan Ball says dab and YOLO, same bracket. I don't know. I think a dab is more recent than a YOLO. A YOLO is like, saying YOLO is like, what, 2010? Like, when I think of YOLO, I think of that era of like party rock anthem being everywhere on, or like non-stop. Like, every radio station is playing party rock anthem by, I can't even remember who. What even was that band called? It was two guys, wasn't it? With curly hair. Whatever. So, yeah, that's YOLO era. Like Drake. But like, you know, like 2011 Drake. Will I dab for you if I get a green arrow? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? They still dab in Fortnite? They do. They do. That is very true. I would rather gritty than dab. Me too. Me too, man. I often gritty. I probably grittied yesterday. Sometimes I just gritty. If I've got a cause for celebration, you know, when my Palmer captain scored the other week, just quick gritty around the living room. Why not? Why not? LMFAO was the band. Yes. Okay. Yes. LMFAO. That was it. Oh, Party Rock is in the house tonight. Los Hobbiters says YOLO was youth speak when I was in uni. Using the phrase youth speak is showing your age more than you know, Los Hobbiters. Unfortunately for you, my friend. What's YOLO and dab? I feel old asking that. Oh my word. YOLO is like it's like you only live once. Like carpe diem, seize the day. Do something. Do something now because you might not have the opportunity to do it later. Pretty much. That's what YOLO means. And people said it a lot around 2010. It was like it was a bit of a meme, a little bit of a catchphrase, kind of like "What's up" was of the 90s. YOLO was of the very early 2010s. A dab is just a little. I don't. Would you call it dab a dance move? I don't know. It's just like a position you put your body in, kind of like that, which I'm not going to do properly. Matthew says, do you think you'll get Brighton news in the next 20 minutes? Let's see. What time does that one kick off? Possibly. Let's see. If I can find today. In the next 20 minutes? Possibly not. Not in 20 minutes, no. Probably about 25, half an hour. Yeah. Any replacements for the word YOLO? Great question. How about carpe diem? It's a bit fancier. Latin. Mark says, like, bro, I swear only Americans say "what's up." I don't think anyone has said "what's up" in the last 20 years. But I don't know. Tom Booth says, replacement for YOLO, send it. Yes. Send it. Full send. Full tilt. Maybe it doesn't work as well. But yeah, send it. Definitely. Naomi says On Fleek was the cringy one for me. Yeah, On Fleek. When was that? That was like 2014 when everyone was saying On Fleek. Yeah. Was not a fan of that one. I'm glad that one died out quite quickly. But Naomi, your eyebrows today are on fleek. Am I using it right? Pepe says, I've never heard the helicopter story. The fact that you're the only person in the chat talking about the helicopter story tells me that you do know the helicopter story. You know the helicopter story. Are we doing it today? It is the 4-year anniversary of FPL Mate. Maybe we should do the helicopter story. You guys are probably sick of hearing it by now. I've told it like on this channel like 5 times now. McCloppin said "what's up" yesterday. Oh my word. Right, Rain Man says, what's up? Was past its sell by date when Friends was on TV. That's a good point. And that was 90s/early 90s. What's up definitely had a resurgence among my friends a couple of years ago when we first learned about it. It was like a full thing. It is weird when these things have a resurgence. Oh, a few of you guys don't know the helicopter story. Oh. The thing is, though, the helicopter story has nothing to do with football or FPL. Not that this YOLO was up on fleek conversation has anything to do with FPL, but it's just a story that happened to me when I was a teenager. Dan Cross, 4 years. Wait, what, holy mate? Yeah, it is 4 years since I uploaded my first video, but nobody. It took me like 6 months to even get like 1,000 subscribers. So, and that was partly due to the fact that there was a massive break in the Premier League season due to COVID. So, yes, it's been 4 years since the YouTube channel first started, but when it like properly like really got going was only about 3.5 years ago. But 4-year anniversary since the first video on this channel. There you go. Which is still live to this day. You can go watch it if you want. Don't recommend it. It is cringe. That's another word. Cringe. YOLO, just tell it. Oh my word. Okay. Let's tell the let's do the helicopter story. Right. Whilst we wait for Arsenal team news. But let's do that. Okay. Fine. Helicopter story. So we are going back a long time. So this is back when I was in sixth form, which is like college, but like pre-university. I don't know. Depending on where you are in the world, you know, when you go to school, but you're like 16, 17, you're still at school, but you don't have to be there. I think you do have to be there these days, but back then you could leave school. A lot of people left. Some people stayed. It's called sixth form. Year 12, maybe? Yeah, would have been year 12. So, in year 12, in sixth form, at school, it was a very, very special day. It was a charity day, which is always nice. And what you have to do on the charity day is you come into school, you bring your £1 coin to pay towards charity, and as a treat for paying your £1 towards charity, you get to dress up. What was the theme for dressing up? Well, the theme was what you wanted to be when you were a kid. Like, what was your dream profession when you were a kid? So, you come into school, you dress up as your dream profession when you were a kid, and you pay your £1 for charity. Everyone wins. Everyone has a lot of fun. Everyone's dressed up. Money is made for charity. Everything's amazing. Now, me as a kid, lots of people wanted to be, you know, were dressed up as like firemen, policemen, astronauts, you know, cool jobs like that. Me, archaeologist. We'll brush past that. But I like dinosaurs as a kid. Still do. I say as a kid, I still like dinosaurs. If you don't like dinosaurs, okay, good for you. You're really cool. You don't like dinosaurs. Okay, first of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, you do like dinosaurs. Just admit it. Just be true to yourself. Everyone likes dinosaurs. So as a kid, I liked dinosaurs. I wanted to be an archaeologist. So I come in dressed as an archaeologist. I had my khakis on. I had a nice cream shirt on. I look very good. Had a little archaeologist hat as well. Probably do have a photo of this somewhere. I know I have a photo of this somewhere, but I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. But I look great. Anyway, so everyone was dressed as all kinds of things, and one person... Oh, Capitalize says I have that exact thing this Friday in sixth form. Amazing. Okay, it's something that is done around the world, or around the country, evidently. So, at lunchtime, me and a couple of friends, you know, one of my friends had just first learned to drive and they had their car. So we were going to go for a little spin, go into town, get some lunch before returning to school. And when we were about to go, one of my friends had like a toy gun. And we were talking like a bright blue toy gun, you know, with the little orange like tip, the orange cap on the end, and it was one of those guns that makes a bang noise when you fire it. It makes a bang noise. Yeah, it has those little they're like little circular things you load it with. I don't know what they're called. Caps? Is it called a cap gun? Maybe. Caps. You put them in, and when you click the trigger, it goes a little popping noise kind of thing. So we went out on town. Someone had this gun. I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" So I was like holding this gun. I never had one of these as a kid. This is kind of cool. So we're driving into town. On our way, you know, bit of a joker that I was, 16-year-old, bit of an idiot that I was when I was 16. I thought it would be fun, to just have this like bright blue gun and start pointing it out the window of the car and clicking it, making the bang noise, and having some great fun. I'm shooting out the car window. Call of Duty was very big in these days, so I thought this was very cool, very, very cool. So anyway, I did that. I clicked a couple of people. Some people in the street laughed. You got me. Other people like, don't do that. And some people just kind of ignored it because it's just kind of weird. But anyway, into town, got the lunch, had a couple of clicks on the old gun, and we return back to the school. So we pull in back into the school car park. And what awaits us? What awaits me? Well, a lot of police. I mean a lot of police. There were police vans full of German Shepherd dogs in there. With the police, with the dogs, kind of sniffing around, seeing what's going on. There were armed police officers with their full vests and, like the bulletproof vest and the assault rifles, which in the UK, particularly in where I live, which is out in the countryside, you'll go through your whole life and you will never see an assault rifle. You will never see one in your life. So there's all of these police right there. And as we pull in to the car park, and we've got a helicopter circling the school. Circling the school. And by the way, it costs it costs something like £5,000 of police resource to have a helicopter. Well, obviously, I come back into the school. We come in. I'm like, oh, well, what on earth's going on? Something has clearly happened in the school whilst I've been away. What is there I don't know, has something crazy happened within the school since we've been away getting lunch? What is happening, man? So, anyway, I get out of the car and I have the toy gun on me, and very, very promptly, I am swarmed by police, armed police, handcuffed, thrown onto the front of a police car, police van, thrown on, handcuffs behind my back. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And they're saying, we've received a call that someone in this town has been shot by a student at this school. And I'm like, sorry, what? It's obviously not me. What are you talking about? Are you talking about this toy gun? And they're like, no, not this toy gun. We have received a phone call. And yeah, this is when I'm 17. We have received a phone call that said a civilian has been shot. Not that they heard a shot, that they have physically been shot. So, I'm like, okay, this is not me. Check the gun. And they're like, no. We're checking the gun. This is obviously a fake gun. Where's the real gun? Where's the real gun? You've shot someone. Where's the real gun? I'm like, honestly, search me, search the car, search everything. There's no gun. This hasn't happened. So, absolutely crazy. Eventually, the police receive a follow-up call. What had happened is someone had phoned up after, obviously, I had, been playing around with the toy gun out the window of the car. Someone had phoned the police and said, I've been shot. I've been shot, and I believe it's from a student at this school, which I went to. Now, after the police had actually gone to the lady who claimed to have been shot, they call through to the police that were at the school, and the report was, okay, maybe the lady hasn't actually been shot. There was no bullet wound. There was nothing. There was no shooting. It didn't happen. As this message came through to the police, they still had to do their extra double, triple checks to make sure everything, checking to see if I had a criminal record. Obviously, I didn't. Checking the car, checking the gun to make sure there wasn't a secret gun inside the toy gun or something like that. But yes, it was a complete fake story that this person was obviously heard the loud banging noise, maybe saw something, a blue gun, kind of waving around, and thought, I've been shot. And I think, it's just going to be a classic, a Karen. A Karen has obviously heard the loud noise, called up the police, said, I've been shot, help. So the police obviously split up. One goes to the victim, the other goes to the suspect. By the time we've got all the information, it's too late. All of the police resource, vans, dogs, assault rifles, helicopters are already arresting me before the other police had realized, actually, there was no shooting at all. This lady had just heard a loud noise and had from what I know, it was assumed that this lady had maybe over-dramatized, hyped up what had happened to her. And it just sent the police into a panic, into a frenzy. And, they obviously arrested me. But eventually, I was obviously released and went back into the school, went into the headmaster's office, and yeah, let's just say I didn't last very much longer in that school. I think I was probably, I was suspended indefinitely, expelled, if you will. Well, probably wasn't the first time I'd got in a bit of hijinks during school, to be fair. And I think that would have been one of the last times I was at that school, because I was gonzo. So there we go. That is the helicopter story. It's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit of a weird one, but yeah, I don't know. Is it that interesting? I've told it so many times. I don't really find it interesting anymore, but maybe you guys do. But it was a wild one. So that was the time I was like 16, 17 years old and got arrested on suspicion of shooting innocent civilians in the streets of a rural town in Bedfordshire. So there you go. There's the helicopter story for you. Thank you very much. Right. Over to you now. Thank you very much, Richard, for the super chat. Congrats on 4 years, Dan. Amazing work and longevity. Here's $4.99 towards your laser eye surgery. I don't want laser eye surgery, man. Or a new water pistol. Hey, I'll take the new water pistol. Well, that's what we'll take. We'll take the new. We'll take the. We'll take that. We'll take the new water gun or cap gun. That sounds fun. Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate that, bro. Right. There you go. That is a helicopter story. You've overcome it all very well. I don't know, man. Like, it's to be fair, back then I was just doing stupid stuff. So I swear, like I'm apparently 31, but I'm sure I'm not. I must have lost at least 5 years from my life through pure stupidity and immaturity, which I still haven't fully caught up with now. But that's life, I suppose. But yeah, that's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. For sure. I don't think I've got any other like super crazy stories I can think of. I was almost on the UK version of Big Brother once. Very close to being on a UK Big Brother. Went very, very far in the auditions. That was when I was like 19, I think. So a couple of years after that. Other than that, crazy. Naomi says, how did your parents react? Oh, I didn't tell my parents anything. My dad wasn't really in my life at that point, to be fair. That's not a sub story. It's just the facts. And my mum, she had 3 kids. All of us kind of with our own issues. Like my youngest brother, I think was recently diagnosed with Asperger's. It was very easy to hide things at that point. Everything. I think I even disguised the fact that I'd been expelled from school. So it was. I was not. I think for a while, I was not a great kid for a while. But hopefully I've improved by now. But there we go. Kabbalah says, yo, Dan, that could be the reason why you make stupid decisions in FPL. Hey, I'm not ruling it out, my friend. I'm not ruling it out. You could be onto something there, my friend. Lloyd says, I want Newcastle to win today. Yeah, I did until I benched Trippier. Pavel says, did the story make it to TV press? I think it made newspapers. But I think that was probably a pretty decent cover-up job because obviously, it's a very, very embarrassing situation for the police, and obviously a huge waste of government resources that obviously people have paid their taxes towards. So I think it was a pretty good cover-up job, other than just local papers, rumors. The school was hugely embarrassed as well. So everyone was. It was best interest to cover it up. And back then, this is 2009? Maybe? Nah, 2009, 2010, something like that. So we really are talking about a time where people didn't really have phone cameras and stuff as well. So there wasn't videos and photos that you know, would be, if this happened now, it would be videos and photos everywhere. Like back then, it wasn't really a thing. But there you go. Ryan says you play Apex. I've not played Apex in some time, actually. Used to love it. Kabbalah says, how did your friends react to that story? Well, I was obviously a bit of a legend for a while. But, yeah, it was a interesting time. It was a time where genuinely, like in my area, in many ways, I was like a little, I don't want to say infamous, but people knew who I was because I was always getting myself mixed up in dumb stuff. Whether that's like trying to go on TV, like, or I don't know, making ridiculous decisions, getting expelled from school, doing dumb stuff at school. Yeah, but you know, that only lasts so long, doesn't it? And reality hits, and people realize that stupid stuff is stupid, and nobody cares, which they shouldn't. So there we go. YOLO moment for real. Oh, yeah, true. Right, yeah, there we go. Naomi says, as a Villa fan, I would prefer Villa to win. That's understandable. That is understandable. I'm hoping if we can get a Watkins goal. Well, everyone owns Watkins, to be fair, don't they? I don't know. Right, Arsenal line up in a minute. Yeah. Let's get Arsenal. Let's get Arsenal. Oh, hello. Oh, I don't even know who that is. Bernardo benched, maybe. Some people say maybe Bernardo benched, which is interesting. Never really liked him as a pick, anyway, to be fair. Let's go to the Arsenal Twitter page and see how quickly they can. Actually, who's that? I do follow a chap who often posts early Arsenal team news. Did he already post it? Maybe. Let's find him. I can't remember his name. Where are you? Sure, I followed him like within the last couple of months. I don't follow people very often, to be fair. Which is I could probably do better there. Oh, here he is. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe playing. Interesting. Very interesting. Still no Gabriel news though. We've only got a minute left. We'll just wait for Arsenal. Oh, shoot. Paulie Boy says, love your content, mate. Wish you'd do a separate one for the Sun Dream Team. Euro fixtures, domestic cup. Oh, yeah, I don't play Sun Dream Team. I wouldn't be comfortable making content around something I don't play. I'm so stretched for time already. I do need to start hiring people for this channel, to be honest, to actually free me up to do more things I actually want to do. Which I'm sure I will probably start to hire from next season. It's got to be done. But yeah, we'll be doing like Euro 2024. We'll be doing that content this summer for sure. Robert says pick one to bench: Saka, Palmer, or Watkins. Do you mean for game week 23? Because unfortunately for you, my friend Robert, the game week 22 deadline is a thing of the past. Deadline was half an hour ago for 22. Right, Arsenal, what you got for me? Gabriel's playing. Okay. So, Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Rice, Smith Rowe, Erdegaard. Okay. So Rice is in. Havertz on the bench. Trossard on the bench. Okay, so Smith Rowe, Erdegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay. There we go. All right. Should we call it there, guys? Is it time to call it? We've got our team news. I mean, we could wait for more. Like, is there any super interesting games? We've got Brighton. I wonder if that will leak. Should be, if it's leaking, it will leak around now. No, I don't think we'll wait for Brighton. And we pretty much know that Brighton don't have a squad deep enough at the moment to even have a choice. So, yeah, I think we probably leave it there. We've done the helicopter story, which is all good. And we've been streaming for 2 hours. So, yeah, good old 2 hour. Oh, Forest lineup. Okay, fine. We have got Forest, haven't we? So, right. Turner, Mangala, Williams, Gibbs-White, Wood, Toffolo, Dominguez, Danilo, Montiel, Omabamidele, and Murillo. With Alanga back on the bench. Interesting. Okay, guys, yeah, we're going to call it there. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. Really do appreciate you joining me today. Good luck this game week. Enjoy it. Man, it's good to have FPL back. It really is. So really looking forward to the games tonight, tomorrow, Thursday. And then more. Another deadline this weekend. We've got so much FPL. This is amazing. But yeah, guys. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow. We're going to be straight back tomorrow with more videos. I think I'm going to do buy, sell, keep, avoid tomorrow for Gameweek 23. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Once again, see you guys over on Twitter. And I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.